So you guys, if we're talking about parallel lines, talk to me. Do you think that, don't draw this, these are parallel?
No.
Nah, because they're going to intersect eventually, right? No good. We know that parallel lines will never intersect, right? So maybe just go ahead and draw yourself, boop, boop, a set of parallel lines. They're never going to intersect. And why they're never going to intersect, their slopes are always the same or equal, right? Perfect. Because they're both rising and running the exact same amounts. Does anyone remember what the slopes of perpendicular lines are? Ooh, I like how Gutsy said it. He said opposite and reciprocals. And let's just remind ourselves, reciprocals. Perpendicular lines, they always intersect at what kind of angle? 90 degrees. You know it. So let's talk about what the heck this means. Let's say I had a slope of 2/3. If I wanted a perpendicular slope, look at this cute little symbol. If you don't want to write perpendicular every time, you can just go psh, psh, like an upside down T. Shows that they're meeting at a right angle. That's just a shorthand for perpendicular. Or you could just write perp, whichever you prefer. I don't care. Okay. What would be perpendicular to this? What's opposite of 2/3? Just opposite. What's opposite? Negative. The opposite just means negate it. And then the reciprocal means flip it to 3/2. Good question. M is standing for slope. Yep, like y equals mx plus b. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. What if I had 7 and I want to know what the perpendicular slope of 7 is? Opposite will make it negative. Reciprocal of 7? You got it. What if I told you my slope was -1/4? What would that perpendicular slope be? +4, you're saying? Always has to have the opposite sign and flip it. 4/1 would just be 4. Does that help you with like what perpendicular slopes look like? Love it. So this next thing says, hey, determine whether the graphs are parallel. And maybe you want to just draw a little notation. This means parallel. Do you think I could write it this way? Why could I not write that as the parallel sign? What number does that look like?
11.
Yeah, so parallel symbol has to be on a diagonal. Has to be like this. Boop, boop. Perpendicular, we can do this. Or you could add the little right angle to it. I'm good with either way. Without the right angle or with it. Anyone know what coinciding would be? The same exact line. I love it. So if I drew one line, the coinciding line would go right on top of it. It would go boop right on top of it. So maybe right next to coinciding, you say it's the same line. What would an example of that be? So if I were to come up with this line, 2x plus 3y equals 7, and also 4x plus 6y equals what would make them coinciding? 14. How'd you get that? It's just double, right? If you take everything and we just doubled it, it's the exact same line. So this would be an example of coinciding, because if I got my y equals mx plus b on both of them, they would match. Oh boy. How would I determine if something is parallel, perpendicular, coinciding, or neither? You guys, we got to be looking at those slopes. Wouldn't you agree? What's the slope of this one? 5. What's the slope of this one? -5. Would you say they're parallel? No, because the slopes are not the same. Perpendicular slopes have to be opposite. Reciprocals. The same line? Are they the exact same equation? No. So we're going to say neither. Neither. Okay, how are we going to figure out if these are parallel, perpendicular, or neither? You got to get it in slope-intercept form to know that slope, right? What's my slope going to be of this one? Yeah, because if we put this in slope-intercept form, it's -6x minus 2. So if my slope is -6 here, what's my slope of the other one? Are they opposites? Yes. And reciprocals? Yes. Therefore, they are? Love it. You could write perp, or you could be like me and be like this. You
write the whole thing.
Whoa.
What's the slope of this guy?
1.
So do you agree for the slope on this one? We just said 5. The slope of this is -5. The slope of this is -6. We don't say the x, so what's my slope here?
1.
Very good. My slope here is 1. We got to go get the slope over here. Add y or add x minus 9? Let's just add y, right? Then my y is by itself. So we got y equals negative x plus 9. What's my slope over here? Negative 1. Thank you. So are 1 and negative 1 opposites? Are they also reciprocals of each other? I know it kind of messes with you. Isn't 1 just really 1 over 1? And isn't the reciprocal of that 1 over 1 still? So what do we want to say about these? They are perpendicular. I feel like people were ready for me to have a parallel because I had a neither and a perpendicular, you know, but me, unpredictable. Ready, people? Tedrick, you ready? Let's go figure out these graphs. Parallel, coinciding, neither, then graph them. Let's do it. Let's go get my y equals mx plus b for each of these. See you there. Shout out to Kenny. He sent me an email and said that he wouldn't make it to class. So what should he do? So I responded with, I'm going to record a video, which I'm doing right now, and I'm going to post it on the Schoology calendar for today. So just know if you're ever gone, that's exactly what I'll do. There will be a link to the video of that day. Oh, golly, wish I recorded that. Thank you, Roni. Oh, gosh, I can't even do it. Rowie. -3. Rowie.
Yeah.
Oh, golly. We got... You guys, I don't want you to put -9/12 on your page. I want us to simplify it, you guys. Negative over negative is a... Teddy, when I gave you those eyeballs, that meant like stop with the ruler. Okay. Okay, you guys, based on these two equations, we think they're going to be parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Or coinciding? Coinciding would mean that they have to be the exact same line. If they were both 3/4 x minus 3, 3/4 x minus 3, then we'd be good. Parallel because the slopes are equal. You guys, let's go graph both of them. You go down 3. My slope is up 3 over 4, up 3 over 4. I will get out my rulers if you say, I really want a straight line. I will get that for you. And then down 6, we're going to do the same thing. I will hand deliver it, Sev. That was good when we just graphed two parallel lines, yeah? Ooh, point slope form, blast from the past. Anyone remember what that point slope form is? Yes, Rowan. Y minus Y. M. Who's been working on their fancy X's? Woo. Woo. You guys, in order to use point slope form, we need a point. Look what I gave you. I gave you a point. We also need a slope, but look what I gave you. Can we go get a slope from that? We sure can. Sev, what do you want to do first? Do we want to add 5y or subtract 2x and subtract 8? I agree. That would just save us a little step, right? So we got 2x plus 8 equals 5y. What's my y equals mx plus b going to be? I'm going to throw that y in front now. What do you think, y'all?
Y equals 2/5 x plus e.
Beautiful, Sev. Thank you so kindly. Now, do I care about the 8/5 over here? If I'm just looking to write an equation that goes through this point and has this slope, 8/5 really doesn't matter. Sound good? Let's go practice this point slope form with that point and this slope. Let's do it. Y minus, thank you, y plus 7 equals my slope of 2/5. Ooh, 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 ooh. Teddy, was that you? You just totally redeemed yourself. You guys, he said -5/2. Why did he say -5/2? It was supposed to be perpendicular. I was going and writing parallel. Silly me. Tedrick, thank you. We're no longer beefing. -5/2. X, then what? Thanks. Boom. Teddy, on this one, we need parallel, right? You guys, we need parallel to this thing through this point. We're doing the exact same thing. Rowan, you okay, bub?
Yeah, my backpack's though.
Here we go, you guys. How am I going to figure out the slope of this line?
You gotta get y by itself.
What do you want to do first?
Add 3y.
It's already positive.
Subtract.
We can subtract 3y, or, I don't know, sometimes I like to keep my y positive. I'm fine if you want to subtract 4x and add 7. Oh, Marek says, no, thank you. For that reason, Marek, I'm going to do it. I'm going to leave my 3y there just because I like to keep it positive. And then I'm going to subtract my 4x and add my 7.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you.
I know you're not laughing at me. I just need you focused. What would you say my equation on my line is?
Y plus 6.
Oh, okay, hold on. Sorry. Let's get this guy. Y equals,
Negative 4/3 x plus 7/3.
beautiful. We're going to use this point and this slope. Let's do it. Now, Sev, I'm ready for you. Y minus Y plus 1.
Oh, shoot. Y plus 1
Okay,
is equal to negative 4/3.
Yep.
Times x plus 6.
beautiful. And he said negative 4/3 because my slopes, the lines had to be parallel. And so my slopes had to be the same. Gorgeous. Okay, last thing. We skipped that one, Kinney. So we're going to go right here. It says, for what value of k makes this equation parallel to this equation? Let's just start with that, because then the second part is making them perpendicular. If these two are parallel, then they have the same slope. Can we go find the slope of this guy? Okay, so off to the side, you guys, if I were you, I'd write parallel. This is going to be our work for doing parallel. What do we want to do first to find the slope? What would I do first to get that in slope-intercept?
Add the y.
Add the 14y? Cool. You cool if I say 14y on the left, though?
Yeah.
Equals 8x plus 3? Word. What's y equal? Simplify it, please. Don't say you ate 8/14 of a pizza. You ate 4/7 of the pizza. Thanks. Plus 3/14. Thank you so much. What is my parallel slope? 4/7. So you guys, let's go take this guy and let's go get it in slope-intercept form as well. Even though we got a k, we can do it. Let's go add that 7y to both sides. I'm going to put this in blue in the middle. I'm going to add my 7y. So what do I have left if I've got 7y equals, thanks, dude, kx plus 10. Let's get y by itself. It's okay. Leave the k. How do we write that? K 7ths x, just like we did over here. 4/7 x. Here I'm going to write k 7ths x plus 10/7, because we're going to divide it all by 7. Okay. If these two had to be parallel, what do you think my k needs to be? Right. That one was pretty cut and dry, right? K has to be 4, then they're parallel. This is a little funkier. For the perpendicular, what would my slope need to be?
Negative or opposite.
What is the opposite reciprocal of 4/7? Negative 7/4 has to be my slope. This is going to be weird. Y'all are going to be a little sassed at me. Are you ready? Do you agree? This slope, this right here, k7 needs to be negative 7/4. Do you agree? So can I say negative 7/4 is k7? I'm going to set them equal to each other to figure out what that k value is. You okay with that? This is the step I want you guys to, this is going to be a little awkward, but you'll be doing this on your own. What happens when you get two fractions equal to each other? You know it, Teddy. Negative 7 times 7 equals, what's k going to be? I know you guys, it's ugly. Negative 49/4. If we put negative 49/4, it'd be 12 1/4, negative 12 1/4. So we'll just leave it as an ugly fraction. Negative 49/4 over 7 will get me my negative 7/4. So this is my k value for the perpendicular. This is my k value for parallel. Funky, huh? Let me say one more time how we got to this step. We said, all right, parallel slope would have been 4/7. Perpendicular slope is opposite reciprocal, negative 7/4. And I'm just going to set whatever I got here for my slope equal to that. Cross multiply and solve. Okay, last one. What if we had this one on the ACT? What would you do on that?
Actually, quite simple. You said 450 equal to C times 10 cubed.
Yeah, Sylvie's just saying, well, aren't we just going to plug some things in? They said D is 10, and they said F is 450. Let's act like we didn't have a calculator, even though you would. What is 10 cubed? Yeah, 1000C equals 450. How many people do not have to take the SAT or ACT ever again? Congratulations. Okay, that's good. I had to take it 4 times, so to get that score that I was proud of. So ain't no shame, okay? Here we go. Guys, how would I do 45 over 100? What would that simplify to be?
45.
Over 100?
Yeah. 10.
So if you agree that there are 2 decimals there, so I'm going to get 2 decimals here, it's going to be 0.45. Yes, you could use that on your calculator. You know what I'm saying, people? Okay, so your homework, people, is pages 27 and pages 28. Page 27, page 28. Look what's on the bottom of page 28. You know it, okay? I'm giving you a plethora of time. You've got 37 minutes. Please double check with the answer keys. Double check with me if you've got any questions. And go nuts.